You know those games that just don't seem ready to be played? You know, the ones that get released with all the bugs like you wouldn't believe on day one. Yeah. Those are what we call undercooked games. The ones that need a little more time in the oven before they're ready to be played and enjoyed. Do all of these games lead to more games being developed in a rush and cultivate a lack of quality over quantity mindset? That's what we want to talk about this week on the FreePlay Podcast.
You are listening to the FreePlay Podcast with Bubba Stallcup, Matt Warmbier, and Kate Katawaki, part of the Love Thy Nerd podcast network.
What's up, nerds? My name's Bubba Stallcup, and you're listening to the FreePlay Podcast, part of the Love Thy Nerd podcast network. And join with me, as always, are a couple of my co-hosts and a few of the co-founders here at Love Thy Nerd. Matt Warmbier.
What do you do?
What a great question. We'll come back to that in a minute. And also, Kate Katawaki.
Hello.
Hello, Kate.
Oh,
Hey,
What?
we are trying a brand new format that kind of fits into, not kind of, but all the way 100% fits into LTN radio. So this show will actually air on Wednesdays sometime. I think it's 5 p.m. Central Time, if memory serves me correctly.
It is. I
Phooey.
promise.
Thanks, Ginkgo Biloba. Not a sponsor.
I'm sorry, what?
You don't know about Ginkgo Biloba?
God,
Ginkgo Biloba was like this root or like some holistic witch doctor medicine that there used to be commercials about that would help with your memory.
Oh, Matt, you need that.
I need to remember all from Harry Potter. That's what I need.
Wash it down with a butterbeer just to be safe.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Give that back, Malfoy!
Oh man. Well, hey, seriously though, we're on LTN radio, and you can listen to LTN radio 24 hours a day, even when free play is not on, by going to ltnonair.com, or you can download the Live 365 app and just search for LTN radio.
Do you think that Matt will let me do a little radio jingle?
Of you singing? Or?
Yeah, but LTN
Absolutely.
radio. Swing.
Perfect. Perfect.
Oh man, yeah, no, hey, we'll work on it. Yeah, I think that, you know, once it's good, then yeah,
What
absolutely.
do you mean?
That was my first try. I feel like I kind of
It
nailed it.
absolutely was.
What was
and it
wrong
sounds
with
like
that?
every other jingle you've ever written.
No, what are you talking about? Free
He's a
Play
creature of habit.
Podcast. Swing.
He's
Again, all right, yeah, no, I like it. I like where
he's
this
on
is
a roll.
going.
He's on a roll. Just let him go.
Okay, well, I don't know if I want to let him go, but hey, so we are going to be doing different segments. We're going to be doing an opener, 2 in the middle, and then a closer. So
Well, if
our
all
first
goes
one,
well. If all goes well.
We'll
yeah.
see. Yeah, no
And
problem.
Kate, I forgot to start the timer, so you're going to have to like
you know
hold
what?
your phone up or something.
I started it, so
Perfect. I love it. But we are on LTN radio, and that's a new thing for us. I'm super crazy excited about it. And I think that you guys should be too. It's a lot of like really dope music on there. It's not just Christian music, and it's not, even if it was just Christian music, it's not the Christian music that you're used to. That's for sure.
Yeah.
It's a lot of like old stuff, things that you don't hear on the radio. Not your typical Chris Tomlin only 900 times an hour.
Yeah.
Not your
no.
Shout
grandma's
out to
radio
the
station.
Tomlin fans, but
Well, unless your grandma is into like late 90s, early 2000 OC Supertones.
she's not.
You know,
she's not. My
Oh,
my
she's
Gammy,
not?
My Gammy's not.
Ga-
Mine's
Gammy's not.
Gammy's not.
Gammy's not.
Gammy's into
we'll-
Bill Gaither, so
Well, we don't have LTN AM radio.
Not
so
yet.
Not yet. The LTN ham radio.
Radio AM.
Brought to you by Ovaltine.
oh
Yeah.
my gosh, this is going down the drain already.
What are you talking about?
I don't know.
This is my best
Well,
work here.
we're doing great.
You?
What if we had an LTN decoder ring? That'd be pretty
Oh,
cool.
What kind of secrets
Let me
would
write
it?
that. Write that down, somebody. And
I'll write
No,
it. I'll
well,
write it down.
But like every answer is just drink more Ovaltine. Like that's
Oh.
no matter how elaborate our escape room of words
No,
is.
it'd be
it
have
always
more
just
beef
goes
sticks.
back.
Have more beef sticks.
Beef beef sticks. Hey, I legit had a beef stick about 5 minutes ago.
You did?
And it's so good.
And you said
It's
you
still
wanted
so good.
8 more.
I want at least 8 more. I have 8 more, but I gotta
Ration
be
'em.
responsible. I gotta ration them. Because then they're gone. Like Anna, she was saying she thinks that those are Target.
Archer
But
Valley.
you're sure?
No, I'm
Matt,
not
this
sure
is
anymore.
important.
I'm not sure anymore.
I mean, you
Where
could probably
did Aaron
just
get them?
you could probably just go to the website.
Yeah, let's get her on. Well,
No,
this
we'll
is
get her in
easier.
here. If she heard me, she'll come in.
Open up Twitch, start a live stream.
Open door policy. We're fine. She'll
and
come
then
back
say,
anywhere.
"Hey,
She's gonna bring me
Aaron."
pizza here in a minute, so I'm pretty
Oh,
ready for
wow.
it. We can ask her then.
Well, what kind of pizza are we talking about?
Like the frozen kind, but then added toppings.
Oh.
Do you know that
What?
she just you get like a cheese pizza and you add like some sausage to it, or some feta cheese, or some olives. Probably
Ooh,
those
feta
two kind of-
cheese. It's fancy.
Well,
That has never occurred to me.
Me either, but I'm covering my shock by asking clarifying questions.
To add, I can't. I'm so dumbfounded. You add toppings to a frozen pizza?
like a cheese pizza, yeah, and sometimes pepperoni, but usually
well,
a
a
cheese
cheese
pizza.
pizza
will add,
would be a blank slate.
yeah, blank slate. Sometimes
Give
we
me
add
whatever you want.
Sometimes you add more cheese because they don't give you quite enough. It's kind
I
of
feel
sparse in
Yeah.
spots.
That makes me mad when that happens. It's like, why
Yeah,
are
me
you being
too. That's why you
stingy?
add some more. Yeah, don't
Yeah.
stinge out on my cheese, bro. Give me all the cheese I
this
bought
is-
and paid for.
I could be into this idea.
Okay,
But
hey,
those pizzas are like 99 cents a piece, though.
Well, we get them from Costco, not the 99-cent ones. And it's like
Those are
4
massive.
They're not the big ones. These are the frozen ones.
So I don't know that. I don't Costco, bro. So I don't.
They're like 4 for $10, something like that.
They're good. They're fine.
They're good. Yeah.
Just
Well,
think
how-
about it,
how-
Bubba. Just think about it.
I can't stop thinking about it. I mean, like,
Imagine
what
if you
if
sliced up a beef stick on it.
This is exactly what I was going to say, Matt. This is why you and I were meant to be.
Oh
You bring
my
the beef sticks, I'll bring the
gosh.
cheese.
Yeah,
Beef stick and
Matthew
cheese
Warmbier, I'm
pizza.
your density. Kate,
So
what
I
are you
don't,
slurping on over there?
What am I drinking?
Grapefruit?
A grapefruit
something?
sparkling water from Costco.
You
No
guys and your
sponsor.
Costco.
No
Like,
sponsor.
hey, Costco, if you're interested, we're already peddling all your products.
we're
I
in.
know.
And that beef stick pizza idea, that's free. I mean, that's just
an
to
easy
show
one.
you that we care and we're committed to this relationship.
We're really innovative, so that's just one example.
Oh, here comes Aaron. Here comes Aaron.
It's definitely
Aaron.
not our only
Hey,
example.
shh.
Where'd those beef sticks come from?
Costco.
Costco. See, Anna thinks
Bubba,
they're
you
from maybe Target
You just said you don't
because they're
Costco,
Archer
so
Farmer. Yeah.
Maybe they sell the same thing. No, Costco.
Costco it is. All right.
well,
you're
guess
live.
you got to go
Okay.
there.
All
You
right.
want to say anything else?
No.
Thanks, Aaron.
Tell her about the chicken.
No, I did not. Aaron.
What?
Oh.
Aaron, do you want to tell the story, Aaron? I think Aaron should tell the story. You can't.
Oh,
she
hey.
can't hear you. Just go ahead and talk.
I tried to break a chicken's neck today on accident. I did not mean to, and it was the sick one. So Lavender was hanging out in the coop. I didn't tell me to. Lavender was hanging out in the coop, and I needed to move her because I was mucking out the coop, and I picked her up, and she freaked out, and I dropped her on her head like a turtle or something, Matt.
Oh my
And
gosh.
she landed like on her neck. And then she got up, and for the next like 5 minutes, she was walking with her head like tilted at this awful angle. And I was like, I've
gosh.
killed her. And chickens can like walk around with broken necks,
Yeah.
right? Like when you chop their
They
head
barely
off.
use them.
Oh my god.
That's why they
Well,
can like
isn't that like
wiggle it all back
Yeah,
and
we
forth.
can-
So
Yeah.
what is she healed now or
I
from
think
the
she's okay because now she's walking with her head straight.
Do you think maybe
Okay.
you were the chiropractor and you popped?
Maybe.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Matt's got an
Maybe.
appointment. Matt needs to take the chicken with him to the chiropractor, get it all straightened out. His new job's going to pay for it. It's fine.
Oh
well,
my gosh.
Or
I
Matt
think-
goes to the vet with the chicken. One or the other.
One or the other. I think that's poor chicken. I was like, maybe this is what the chicken needs. Maybe this is just the last straw in this chicken. I'm not brave enough to like break its neck and kill it, but like maybe it just like plunged to its
So
own
you
death.
can do
Pulled
like a
a-
Humpty Dumpty, like an oopsie daisy.
no, she
Yeah.
pulled a Matt Warmbier dropping a snapping turtle.
I
out.
did.
But he was
I
trying to
totally
help
did.
though.
Well, I was
so
just
was
trying,
she.
I was trying
She
to
was
help. I was trying to clean the poop out from under its rear end.
smell
It was
in
just
there.
sitting there pooping. It was gross. But she did it. She freaked out and fell on her own neck, just like that turtle.
You did it to yourself.
But she was walking with her head at the worst angle, and I was like, I've done it.
I'm
I've
starting
killed
to
her.
think that maybe the common denominator is not the animals. It might be the warm beers.
It might be the warm beers. We've got Butterfingers, so don't ever hand us your babies.
How dare you?
I don't know how our babies survived.
Oh,
Matt did drop a child once.
One time.
He can tell you about that. I'm gonna go eat my pizza.
okay, bye
Thanks,
guys.
Aaron. Bye.
Oh, I didn't know I needed that, but I
Well,
definitely.
there you go,
needed
everybody.
that. Thank you.
So,
for
Matt,
that.
you're going to take the chicken with you to the chiropractor, or you're going to go with the chicken to the vet.
I'll have to.
One or the other.
I'll have to add that into the script I wrote for you to
Yeah,
read to the
thank you.
chiropractor.
Thank you.
So it's gonna be. You'll be fine.
Oh, man.
Lavender Brown's
Well,
fine.
I guess on that note, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we are going to be talking a little bit about something that Luke Frost brought up in
Never heard of her.
he has a lot of names, so I'm just going to say all of them.
Yeah.
That Luke, you guys may know him as Frost,
Luke Ivy.
Frostbite 4. He brought up, and so we're going to be talking about that community question about games and how they're being developed and being undercooked. And a lot of other things. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk about that right here on the FreePlay Podcast.
The pizza.
Look at him shove it in his face.
We here at LTN Radio know that not everybody is nerdy in the same ways, and you might find yourself in a situation where you hear a word or a phrase that you've never seen before and have no idea what it means. Well, have no fear. I'm here to help. Today's word is sus. Now, the game Among Us has become super popular lately, even with people who don't normally play co-op games of this nature. But even on your first game, you'll likely run into the term sus, followed by either the color or name of a character. For example, sus Brown. When someone says this, they're saying that Brown is susceptible, he's vulnerable, and being targeted unfairly by others in the group when there's no reason to think he's the imposter of the round. So when you see one person calling out someone else as sus, it's polite to protect and even fight for the susceptible person. Vote skip and keep that little guy in the game. And if that person survives until the next round, buddy up with them to protect them from the real imposter. Hope this helps. Come back next week for another nerdy definition.
Well, welcome back to FreePlay Podcast, and we're here on LTN Radio. If you're watching us, No, that's not right.
Almost.
If you're watching us with your ears, it's confusing because we use Zoom to record so that we can see each other and play off of social cues. Like right now, Matt is going to town on that pizza.
I'm just trying to
He's
eat it
just-
before
It's
my turn to talk
obscene.
again, okay?
It's
Making it
One
wish it was
freaking
never
freak.
born.
I'm trying to finish it before it's my turn to talk. You
have-
It's dinner time here.
You have a ways to go, so you better hurry. You still have
Yeah.
at least one more slice there.
She
I
brought you
have two
an
more.
entire pizza, so
There's just two more pieces left.
praying
Well-
for you. Yeah.
Thanks.
Well, what we want to do here in this segment is we want to talk about what we have been playing. So be sure to chime in on Twitter at FreePlay Podcast or right there on our episode page if that's where you're listening to this, or really anywhere else. I don't really care. We just want to know what have you been playing. So, Kate, we'll go and start with you since you're not eating a
Yeah.
pizza.
You
No,
better start with
I'm
her.
I'm prepared for this podcast,
Here we go.
Oh,
so I'm
don't
not
brag.
eating. I'm not eating. I ate before.
Hey, before I came.
I've been playing a lot of games. Like
The end. I don't want to hear
Okay,
anymore.
okay.
I've been
cool.
playing a lot of games. I don't mean to brag, but I've been really mowing through some games, all good games, and I've been having a blast. And I'm trying to get as many done before the end of the year, just for fun, to see how many I can play in a year.
Okay.
So I think the last time that we talked, and we talked about what we've been playing, I had been playing Rise of the Tomb Raider, which I acquired for free from PS Plus.
Yeah.
And it was a good game. You know, I had some notes for the
Do you really?
I had some notes for the devs of some things, but then I realized, wait a second, this game came out in 2014. There's a newer game that came out in 2019.
Yes.
So I bought that one, $20 by the
Shadow
way.
something?
Shadow of the Tomb
Colossus.
Raider.
Tom
Oh,
Raider,
yeah,
yeah.
okay.
Shadow
Tomb
of the
Raider.
Tomb Raider, $20 off Amazon.
Silent B.
They fixed all my notes, and I didn't even have to say what they were
They knew.
in the 5
They
years.
knew.
It was a really great game, and I really enjoyed it. It was worth the $20
You played
for me.
both of them?
I played both of them and finished both of them, yes.
Well, she was almost done with the other one. So
I was almost done with the other one,
Jeez.
and also the look of shock that you have on your face is because I don't think you've completed a single game this year. So,
Not true. I made it all the way through Minecraft Dungeons.
oh, that's right. Okay, so one game.
If that even counts as
So,
beating a game.
count it, yeah.
Yes, it does. Yes,
Thanks,
it does.
Matt.
It does.
I beat
So,
other things. Get out of here.
I'd recommend
Wrestling.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider if you're like
I did.
looking for a game to play, not really sure, you enjoy action adventure RPGs. $20. Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Good experience. I probably got upwards of 25 hours in it. Maybe 30. I don't know.
This is what's blowing me away, and I don't mean to cut you off, but it's like these games that you're playing, Kate, it's not like a little mobile game, Subway
No.
Surfer, that you can just like pick up and put down. It's
No.
you got to pour hours into these games.
Yes. My favorite thing is these RPG style games, which are none of them are short.
No.
The longer the game is, the better in most cases for me, except for Persona 5. But so after that, I was not sure what to play because
Yeah, well, you're using all the games up. Slow down.
Yeah,
I'd
you're
played
binging
everything.
them.
I wasn't sure. So then I saw a game on PlayStation Store called The Wolf Among Us, which is a Telltale game. And a lot of people have told me to play that game, and it was $5. So I'd be a fool
I
to
was
not
gonna
buy
say,
it.
Yeah,
I think it's a part of Game Pass.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
And
don't
PlayStation Now.
have. No, it. Well, too bad. $5 gone. So, and let me
Kate's
tell
over
you,
here just burning money.
no, let me tell you, this game might be. Actually, I know it is one of my favorites that I've played all year, and it cost $5 and was
Whoa.
5 episodes and 10 hours or 11 hours total since I
I
finished
think
it.
they either have or are working on the second one.
They announced it, and then Telltale went under, and then they said again,
That's
"Oh no,
what
we're
happened.
working on it."
Just
So
kidding.
I'm really it is a great game. It's dark, and I loved every second of it, and I was completely captivated within 2 minutes when you see Mr.
Is it dark
Toad
or is
the
it
first 2 minutes.
spoopy?
It's not spoopy. It's dark. It's like all the like fairy tale characters have moved from their homeland to New York City, and
New
So it's
York
like Grimm.
City.
yeah,
So that's a
yeah.
Pace
So
Picante,
you
not a
play as the
sponsor.
so the wolf among us is your character, Bigby Wolf, who is the big bad wolf, and he's the sheriff of Fabletown, and he has to make sure the fables don't kill each other in that. It's great.
Did you see the show Grimm on, I think it was like NBC or...
No.
Oh, man.
ABC,
So-
I believe.
If you're looking for something
BBC.
dark and gory,
Always. Yeah, I always am. Thanks.
get the Wolf Among Us, and it's probably the best game that I played 2020. So
Is
far.
it like... Because I'm looking for spoopy stuff to play on stream.
It's not spoopy, and it's not appropriate for stream. There's too many
Not
bad,
appropriate.
There's too
All right,
many
that's all I
bad
needed to
words,
hear.
and somebody gets an axe in the head in the first 5 minutes, but they're alive. They're not dead. So.
Well, but did he have it coming?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Even
So-
Pizza Matt shaking his head yes.
I know.
absolutely.
Matt, are you done yet? Because it's your turn to talk about your games, but you're still chewing.
No, I
No,
can
I'm ready.
see...
I'm ready. I was 100. I was making sure you were done, Kate.
Oh, I'm done. What's up?
Well, I this past weekend stream, I just was kind of at a loss of what to play. I initially talked about playing Spider-Man, but as I got closer to it, I just didn't want to play it. And that sounds bad. I love that game.
Why?
I love I don't know. Do you ever get in that? It's like when you finish a really big game and then you want to try to start something else and you're just like, I just don't want to.
We
Yeah,
got Red
pass.
Dead. Red Dead every day.
Yeah. So actually, I did reinstall Red Dead and played a little bit.
Praise
Or
Jesus.
of course you did.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah.
Do the right
so
thing.
I decided to just kind of scour and hunt the Nintendo Switch Online store because they always have those deals that are like 90% off, 75% off. And these games are like 49 cents. You can find one for 9 cents,
Yeah.
99 cents. So my goal was to find the cheapest games I could on the Switch Online. And then play them on stream. I tried to look for like ones that were the art initially captivated me because I didn't want to play something that was like complete garbage.
Yeah,
At least
for
you know
sure.
something.
Totally.
So I ended up picking up 4 games, and I think I maybe spent a total of
4
$5.
of the most banging games. Like these
Is that-
these are
Is that how you would describe them, Matt?
Absolute bangers, Matt
Has
said.
absolute bangers.
Can you define your definition? What's your definition of a banger?
My definition of a banger are these 4 games.
Okay.
I'm like,
So I played 3 of them on this last stream, and if you want to check that out, Love That Nerd. Nope. How about Twitch TV / Love That Nerd? The first one I played is called, it's either Woodle or Woodle, your choice.
I think it's Woodle.
Woodle Tree Adventures Deluxe. You are this little stump character with a leaf, and you're collecting these fairy tears. Is that what it was?
It looks, yeah.
You're collecting like raindrops, basically. You're the decent Deku Tree sends you on a quest, and he wants you to collect these raindrops. And initially, when I saw the game, I was like, he's holding a leaf, like Link holds a leaf in some of the games, and he slaps people with the leaf and blows wind at people. I'm like, this could be it. It's like, this might be fun. So I think it was like a 49-cent game, and I dove in, and it wasn't fun.
And that's for a deluxe.
That was deluxe, yeah. It wasn't fun. You're going around collecting fruit and these tears, and like one hit and you are dead, and you have to start the whole level over. And I should have sensed this theme that was fast approaching in the evening, because I played that game for maybe 15 minutes. I was like, all right, I'm going to move on. Next game I'm going to play is
Everybody loved it, though. Like, that was... They wanted to just keep watching you play Woodle. Like, they were in. We had subs. We had a hype train going at one point.
I know.
There were bits flowing. Like, they were in it to win it on Woodle.
Think about the worst
And
game
Matt
you've ever
was just...
played.
He was just walking around with this little leaf, just like tickling all the enemies.
Over here, you
and...
caterpillar. There's like these guys wearing like
you really hated the other
candy
one
corns.
that you bought. That I was in the stream and I watched
so
you play
Kate
this.
eventually came in. Well, there are 2 more that
So
were very fun.
hold on, because there was a narrative that was being built around this game that Matt,
tree?
Woodle. There was a narrative being built in the chat. Matt, I don't know if you even saw this, but the conspiracy theory was that you were the villain, because you were going around and just like
smacking
leaf
caterpillars,
murdering all these things, and they
crazy
were not,
big long leg guy.
None of them were even attacking you or anything. They were just standing there,
what
and
a
Matt would
plot
walk up
twist.
behind him and go, "Nope."
No, you don't, caterpillar. Not in my
Yeah,
watch.
well, you can't. You're not just
Caterpillar
going to
through
stand
here.
there.
You looked me in the eye. What am I supposed to do? Huh? Let him go. Well, maybe I'll
jeez.
give it a whirl again. I'll be streaming more
So
this week.
maybe it is a little spoopy. Maybe it is a little dark,
it was dark.
just like this sociopath Woodle.
Yep. So the next game I played was a game called Phobia. Phobia.
This thing was unreal, this game.
You are this young lady walking
Allegedly.
through the forest.
Allegedly, yeah.
Yeah, you're wearing this like red raincoat. It's like Little Red Riding Hood, and you don't really get much context in the game unless you read like the description, which Kate did. And I think you're just trying to face your fears and get through the woods.
I don't know if that was even it.
I don't.
It makes sense.
It does, because anything
That makes sense.
and everything in that game can kill you with
Yeah.
one hit. You
It
step
said
in water too deep, you're dead. You have a crow attack your face, you're dead.
You're
There's,
dead.
there's like a little mountain thing comes to life. It's like a giant shy guy, you're dead. Like Wolfie's trying to bite your face, you're dead. Like it didn't make sense. So it was one of the most infuriating games I've ever played.
Your face was like
I could watch you play for
I
hours.
felt so sorry for you, but also I was laughing so hard my stomach hurt. So
I don't.
Yes.
I can probably count on one finger the amount of times I've like rage quit a game, and I even like finished a game and wanted to like rage quit, but like when we played Mario Party 3 that one time on the N64,
Yeah.
and that was
Yeah.
like there's nothing I could do, and like the game was
The
not
stars,
fun.
you
I got
weren't-
0 stars. It didn't matter what the heck I did. That emotion transformed into Phobia. And it's a game I maybe spent $1.99 in this game because I thought it looked cool. Like it did have a really like pleasing aesthetic to it. Like
It did.
the art was like
It did.
well done. Everything was black and white and gray except you were this red coated character. And I swear to you, we were keeping count how many times I died in that game. I was probably playing the game for like what, an hour and a half?
It was a
Probably.
long time.
About an hour and a half.
and you were
Yeah.
genuinely trying. Like sometimes I say you don't try,
Yeah.
but you really were
No.
trying your best. And you were really trying.
I think we got to over 70 deaths.
Oh, easy.
Easy.
We didn't keep an accurate count.
Not in the beginning, but I don't think we're far off. And you just get to this point where you're like, I can do this. Like, I'm walking across this freaking branch that fell down. I'm not even, like, it breaks underneath my weight when my weight is in the air. Like, it doesn't matter where I step on it. Like, once I get to a certain point, like, it's done. You're dead. So that took me a long time to get past. Like, it just like was one of those games where I wanted to quit, but people loved it, so I kept going.
That's right.
So I played that for a good long time. The last game I'll mention was a game called Dream Alone, and this game was honestly hot garbage. Like, it was
that game can probably just die alone.
Yeah, I will never play that one again. I will go back to Phobia because there's at least like a little bit of like, kind of feel like you did something.
Yeah.
But Dream Alone is like, imagine like you ever have one of those dreams where like, you just can't open your eyes and there's like a tornado coming. And you're like, I just can't open my eyes or my mouth. Like, that was this game. Black and white, like shuddery picture, like constantly going dark, and you're like, what's going on? These giant ticks are walking around, and one hit from those and you're dead. There's tiny ticks walking around, and one hit from those and you're dead. You're this large head Luigi character who can jump extra far, but you never jump far enough. You always jump into the back of the ticks.
The back of it, and then you explode into
and then you explode into blood. Just a
blood
massive
splot.
blood splot on the screen.
Every time.
I hate it.
Every time. So I will not play
that one was not nearly as fun to watch as Phobia. Phobia, it was like you can learn, you can adapt.
Yeah, the ticks, the baddies in Dream Alone.
It was
like,
random.
They were random, unpredictable. Like, you just never knew where they were going to be. Sometimes there'd be 2, sometimes there'd be 4. Like these stupid ticks, and sometimes they'd turn around, and other times they'd just run right off the ledge, and you're like, what are you, like, do you want me to play this game? Do you want me to play this game? Because right now you're not selling it for me.
Yeah.
So I need to figure out what I'm playing tonight. I think I'm going to play that 4th game that I bought.
Phobia. Yeah. Oh, Xena.
You know, Xeno Drifter or
something.
Yeah. I'll probably do a little bit of Phobia, and I'll probably do a little bit of Xena Drifter. I've got to beat Phobia.
You're not gonna let it beat you.
It will not.
That'll be an accomplishment.
I don't think there is an end to it.
No, there is. I looked it up.
Oh, there is? Okay.
Yeah, I needed to know.
Well, Kate's gonna start it tonight, and she'll finish it. So
yeah, she'll be done. It took me about 30 hours, but I finished it yesterday.
No. Hard pass on that game. It'll make me want to die.
Yeah, I almost broke the controller of my knee.
It was. I loved watching it. Quality content.
Well, you're welcome.
Quality content.
You're so welcome. I feel great.
You're welcome.
Bubba, what have you been playing?
We are in Spooptober.
Yep.
Which I don't know. I'm just kind of coining this phrase, and we like all of us have not even like legitimately decided that this is what we're doing at LTN. But it's October. It's where spoopy stuff is, and so I figure let's play some spoopy games, you know. And so when I did stream on Tuesday, had to have been
one of those.
Something like that.
I played Doom Eternal because we talked last week or a couple weeks. What is time? It had to have been a couple weeks ago about the ZeniMax Bethesda, acquisition that Microsoft Studios had, and so or that Microsoft themselves had. And so now these Bethesda games are a part of Game Pass Ultimate, or they're starting to become a part of Game Pass Ultimate. And one of the first ones, I think it was actually the first one that they dropped, was Doom Eternal, which is the most recent Doom game. And that's kind of a big deal because we still don't even have the Doom reboot on Game Pass yet. And so I think that's true. I don't remember. Anyway, like they dropped Doom Eternal. That's the big takeaway here. And I've wanted to play that game since it was announced, but I don't want to pay for a Doom game because I don't know that I'll play $60 worth of a Doom game. And so, but I'll play, get it for no extra doll hairs on Game Pass amount.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's what I did. I downloaded it, and that game is insane. Like there's so much going on in the screen all the time.
Sounds like a game I know. Dream Alone.
Absolutely. Well, Woodle, yeah.
Woodle.
But the thing of it is that it kind of drives me a little bit crazy because I mentioned this on stream that the controls are just different enough. So to reload, it's still the X button, which would be where square is on a PlayStation controller. And so it's I'm speaking in terms that Matt will understand. So like,
thank you.
Oh, yeah. He's,
it's
he's
like another language.
yeah, absolutely.
Translate for me.
And so, but like instead of just anywhere that you are hitting that button and reloading, like it's a chainsaw, and you have to be next to an enemy, and it saws them like in half, and then they drop all of the ammo for every weapon that you have, and it refills your ammo. And you have to have
what?
Yes, and then you have to have gas for the chainsaw. So there may be times where you just can't reload because you don't have enough gas. Yeah,
there's no electric option.
Yeah, electric.
Well, you have to stay tethered to the wall, and so like you've got
have
a
the
good
battery
2 feet.
charged, man. This is ridiculous. You're trying to ruin my Earth. My
Yeah, well, Earth is totally ruined in this
trying to
game.
ruin my ozone.
Yeah. So like the game starts off, the story in and of itself is also completely crazy because like you're Doom guy and you're in space, like in a spaceship, and then you go down to Earth to fight demons and stuff.
Welcome to Earth.
It's welcome to Earth.
Jeez.
So I try not to worry too much about the story of it all. I just wanted to play some fun kind of mindless shooter. And it was fun and mindless up until it wasn't. And then it was like you get kind of in these pits where you have to defeat like a boss or a mini boss or something like that. And it was very intense. Like the music picks up like in a big kind of way.
Were you
And,
starting
like,
to sweat?
Oh, I had massive pit sweats.
His whole shirt was sweat.
Yeah, it just like it started to like wick up to my hair, like it was crazy on the back of my head. But like seriously, I was like focused. Like we got a raid, and I was like, "Be with you in a minute."
Go chainsaws, bro. Also the gas.
I need
Like
gas.
at one point, my eye was itchy, and I'm like, I can't scratch it, I can't look away. I'm like running in a circle trying to kite this boss around. I liked it. I mean, it was fun. It was everything that I would hope that it would be.
Was it spoopy enough?
No, like you get way
It's
past
no phobia.
Yeah, no, it's not.
I don't play Doom games
Spoopy.
until they come onto my refrigerator on the screen.
But yeah, can your fridge play Doom it?
Or my thermostat. Yeah, that's the only time
Absolutely,
I
I
play
play it on toaster. Yeah.
Doom. Yeah, same.
So we played that game for a little bit, loved it. It was really fun, and wanting to play spoopy games. I also have Resident Evil 7 that is also on Game Pass.
Oh, that'll probably be
don't-
spoopy.
It would be super
Like
spoops.
real spoopy.
Yeah, like legit jump scare spoops. But we played Saturday. Matt, we covered for you guys. I realized that it was Margot's birthday. That's what it was.
Yeah.
You were doing Margie's birthday. And so Anna and I, we covered for the warm beers, the Wambiers.
Selfless.
And yes. And we ended up playing Monster Crunch with our fam. And I forgot how much I love that game.
You guys
This
were
is a
eating,
game-
weren't you? You were eating
Yeah,
cereal?
so Anna, she comes back from the store and she's like, "Oh, hey, they actually have these General Mills Count Chocula, Frankenberry, and Blueberry." And I was like, "Get them." Yes. She's like, "Yeah, I think that would be great." So we like ate, the cereal and all that stuff. And kids loved it. It was really fun. And it's not scary, but it's still like Halloween themed. And
Yeah, did the kids mention
game
it
is a-
all? Or...
no, not one time.
Dang it.
Sorry.
Yeah, we moved on.
You should have been in the chat.
Yeah, I
That's
guess,
not my fault.
I guess Levi's moved on.
Yeah, hey, out of sight, out of mind, But we, like, that game is $11. You want to go buy it right now on Target or wherever,
Beyond.
Amazon. It's $11. And so we gave away 2 copies because we can do $20.
Baller.
That's easy.
Well, it's
We-
22, but
Well, carry the one.
math, yeah.
I pass the savings on to you, Matt. It's all hooked into your PayPal anyway. So
Thank you. Oh, yeah. I love it. Thank you so much.
I also, last but not least, I have Genshin Impact,
Oh, what everybody's been talking about. The
but
hype.
it won't let me play it.
Again?
I keep I got up to the point where it allowed me. It was like, "Hey, which twin do you want?" And I choose the twin. It's like, "Okay, hey, what's your name?" And I type in my name and I push, X because I'm playing on PlayStation to accept it. And it's like, names cannot be less than 1 character long. And I'm like, well, that's good because I think it's like 8 characters. So we should be fine. Try it again. Wham.
My God.
Try it again.
What was the name you're using?
Yeah.
Bubby.
Yeah, well, that's the problem.
You have the worst luck with games that like encourage playing with others. Animal Crossing wouldn't let you play this one, so I don't know. Maybe it's just time to give up.
I uninstalled it today and tried to reinstall it, and now it's giving me can't connect to server. And I'm like, you know what?
We have that same issue. I think too many people are playing it. They weren't ready for it.
Yeah. Have you been able to play yet, Matt?
My kids have.
Oh, but you haven't?
No, I don't have time to play games.
Oh.
Get out of here. Well, then, Kate, are you playing?
No. Although a lot of people have told me to play.
Download it. I have it on it.
Yeah, you'll love it.
I have it on.
It's free
on PlayStation. Matt has it. We can play it together.
Give me your password. I'll start downloading it for you to your PlayStation.
Okay, it's
right now.
Bubba Sucks.
Bubba Sucks 123. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, almost too easy.
No, that's not my password.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
That was legitimately Kate's password for something at one time. So
something that you needed access to, and I don't remember why you would need access to anything of mine.
Let that sink in there, dear friends.
Easy to remember.
Well, those are just a few of the games that we've been playing. Legit, like not even an exhaustive list. With more to come, I hope to play more Destiny. Maybe that's what I'll play on stream this week is Destiny. A little Festival of the Lost on Xbox. And yeah, so just hit us up on Twitter at FreePlay Podcast. Let us know what you've been playing because we're soups totes interested.
We really are, because that helps me know what to play next. So
yeah, Kate needs it.
I need the games.
Hey, maybe we'll play some Among Us this week. What do you think about that?
That'd actually be really fun.
And plus more.
That'd be really fun. I vote Bubba's the imposter already.
I'm gonna space Kate. So Matt, you win by default? I don't know.
I won again. Perfect. I love it.
I've never played it, so this will be fun.
Who do you think you are, Chad? Get out of here.
What?
Well, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we are going to talk about the thing I told you we were going to talk about last time that I just keep like building your suspense about.
It's coming.
Push it away. We're going to be talking about undercooked games that come out that just are not ready. They need to go back in the oven a little bit. But stick with us right here if you're listening to us on podcast or on the Live 365 app or live on ltnonair.com for Love Thy Nerd Radio. Either way, we're going to be back after a short break with more FreePlay Podcast.
What up, nerd? We hope you're enjoying the podcast. But did you know that Love Thy Nerd showcases most of their content on LTN Radio first? That's right. Check the schedule and listen to most of our shows before they're available here over at ltnonair.com. And while you're streaming, you'll also hear the best mix of Christian rock, rap, pop, and indie, and even some content made exclusively for our radio listeners. Stream directly from ltnonair.com or download the Live 365 app and favorite LTN Radio. And let us become your new daily soundtrack. You'll be glad you did.
All right, nerds, we are back with our third segment here on FreePlay Podcast. And we want to talk a little bit about undercooked games. And these are things that are not necessarily ready to play, but come out all the time. And we throw fat stacks of cash at them and then get mad when there's a 170 gig update. Looking at you, Warzone. But Kate Frost was talking a little bit about this in the community. Or he hit us up on Twitter.
He hit us up on Twitter. So this is another reason why you should hit us up on Twitter with your questions, because sometimes we use it as the whole topic for the show.
Sounding board.
So
yeah, your funeral.
Sounding board. So send in those tweets, your funeral. So Frost asked us if we think that if there are too many games right now. He was looking at his backlog of games.
Next question.
He said it's growing faster than it shrinks. And he remembers playing the same games over and over and over again growing up. But now he feels the pressure to finish one and move on to the next. He said there seems to be more games being rushed and released undercooked. Games like No Man's Sky and Anthem released with empty promises and bugs galore. Do you think this is resulting from the pressure of having games to compete in the oversaturated market? Final thought, I feel like we'd get better games if there were fewer. Quality over quantity, right? So we can just start tackling that first section, which you already answered, Bubba, of just, do you think there are too many games right now?
Matt?
Yes, 100%. Kate, I don't know how you finished so many games so quickly, but
efficiency.
I mean, what took me, almost 2 months on Ghost of
2
Tsushima?
years, yeah.
Leave me
That
be.
was, well, take it with a grain of salt because you were streaming it, not just playing it in your living room for your own fun. So it's still a little bit different.
So just like, I wonder if we would only stick to one genre of game, if we'd be able to like kind of keep up in some regard. Not all of them. Like, I don't think you can play like all the sports games. There's tons of sports. But if I was like just to kind of like stick with just first person shooters, would I be able to keep up? I don't know.
I don't think so.
Not.
Yeah, I mean, it's for me, it's less about the number of games. Although I will say this, like, if Matt can go onto the Nintendo eShop, Nintendo Switch Online store, and there are 200 games for 10 cents.
Yeah.
We have
there's
too many games.
Yeah.
There's too many games.
It's
Now you can kind of make a case for it, right? Like a lot of those games are probably mobile ports and stuff like that. But
Don't
I
you
mean,
dare speak about Woodle like that.
I'm just saying, like Woodle, I think that was a game, and I'm just kind of spitballing here because I can't remember, but it's probably one of those games that was just like designed and developed in Unreal Engine 4, where like it's open source stuff that anybody has access to, and like it's good, right, for creators to have an outlet. I think that we probably need to move to a different system. Like, I know that takes time and effort and all this stuff to do, but I don't really know that anybody's putting food on their table with Woodle Deluxe.
You got a
know what I
7
mean?
out of 10.
How dare you?
Did it really?
On Steam, yeah, 7 out of 10.
I don't understand. Like, I don't know. I don't understand that. And I don't want to like throw shade and make light of, you know, people that are making games and they're not like big blockbuster hits and stuff like that. But I don't know. I kind of feel like we just need to call a spade at some point and just say like, hey, I love your game and I'll play it. Do you really want me to pay 45 cents for this? Like, is that...
Yeah.
To me, that almost feels more insulting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like kind of cheapening the experience.
We talk about it all the time. Well, I'd say all the time. I talk about it all the time. I mentioned it to somebody last week. It was during LTN Con. We were talking about like buying games on Amazon. Like, Amazon has this game for $10. And it's like, that doesn't help the people that created the game for them to sell it at $10, because for them to break even, they have to sell it at the MSRP of $25. So they're actually going backwards, selling it at this price. It's good for you, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know, the first thing that I thought of when I looked at the word backlog in this question was how easy it is to rack up stuff when you buy games through Humble Bundle.
Oof.
Like that. That's
Hey,
the best
by the
way
way-
to rack up that stuff.
Yeah, Love Thy Nerd. You can go and check us out over there.
Oh,
Yes, you can.
wee.
Yeah.
But I think I've bought from Humble Bundle once, but I have like a Mac laptop, so it's not, you know,
Yeah.
prime gaming stuff, so I don't game through my laptop. That's why I have PS4 stuff. But that thought about like playing the same games over and over and over, that's stuff that I do all the time, or I try not to do it, because as you know, I've played the same games over and over and over multiple times since we've
You're
had
doing
this
better.
podcast. I'm trying really hard to not.
No, come on, Kate. Name
No.
30 games you've played over and over again.
I could probably name almost
Probably
that
could.
many.
Yeah, I need to go higher with that number next time.
I could probably name 10 that are my go-tos to play over and over. But and I do feel kind of like a pressure to finish one and move on to the next, because it's not like, oh look, you can play Crash Bandicoot at your Gammies over and over and over, and that's totally fine. Now it's like on to bigger and better things. Like what's next? And I think that kind of leads to the whole undercooked
Yeah.
games, I don't know, crisis that's that we find ourselves in, I think.
You think about like games that come out that are in beta forever.
Yeah.
PUBG comes to mind.
Yeah.
That game was in like public beta. Well, early access is really what it was. That game was in early access for most of its lifetime, and it rose to prominence and all sorts of stuff. And I feel like that game was like ready. I think of like also like Ark Survival don't know if you guys are familiar with that game or not, but like that was a game that was in like, it's another open world, you know, MMO kind of a deal. That game was in, you know, early access for a very long time. But there are a lot of like AAA games that come out that are just...
Yeah, and it's cringy. It's like, what are you doing? Why would you do that?
Was it Mass Effect? Right, Mass Effect.
Okay, hold on.
I know.
Hold
The
on.
game, they fixed it. It's great. Whatever, Kate, I get it. But when it came out, it was
Yes.
Mass
Okay.
Effect
Yes.
Andromeda.
Yes. I will not defend it in that regard. When it came out, there
it
was
came
some
out too
hot
early.
mess issues.
It needed
where
to be cooked
people's
longer.
Yes, like people's faces looked jacked up. All right.
Yes.
I admit
Barely
it.
people. Yeah.
That's a game that
Ghostface Killer.
I'll play that I've played multiple times. So I'm used to seeing the faces.
Well,
But
so
that did happen with it, and people were shocked. Like, you've spent all this time working on it. How could you forget to do such a important
I mean,
thing
who needs
like
a face? You're probably
make the
fine.
faces look good?
humans. Yeah.
Not in video
Humans.
games, though. You know who they are.
Well,
There's old no face. There's half
so
face.
I wonder if like maybe the rub here is the difference between a AAA title and like an indie title. Whereas like a AAA company says, hey, we've got to get this game out. It has a street date. Games get pushed back all the time, right? But kind of looking at Ubisoft and BioWare.
again,
I know,
those
Kate, these are your boys.
Those
But,
are
like,
my boys, and they are not
they
perfect.
they are very like they're infamous for pushing out games that aren't necessarily ready yet.
It's true. I will again admit it's true.
Assassin's Creed Unity, you
Okay.
know,
More like
like-
diversity.
Yes, the only thing about that one was that it was for a new generation of console.
That's
so
fair. That's
That's
fair.
the only thing. However, it was jacked. Like the stuff
Yeah.
that happened in that game was really bad. Like there was really scary faces and just it was really bad. So I don't know if you can say, sweep it under the rug. It's because it was the first ever Assassin's Creed coming out on a new console, which was PlayStation 4. It's like still.
Maybe, but like
Still.
like
It looked
still,
so
though.
bad. It looked so bad.
And that's not every game in the series, though. You know, so it's not just like this company sucks. You know, that's
No.
not what we're saying. But I do think that there's an issue with like corporate pressure. And we talked about crunch
Yeah.
several episodes ago. We talked about crunch in the industry. But at the same time, it's like then you have these indie games that have no release date. It's just like, hey, we're gonna let it go when it's ready to go.
Yeah.
And I've heard people talk about Genshin Impact, that they're like, this is the game you need to play. Somebody was saying today that it's like more polished than most AAA games that have been released.
I heard that as well.
And this is like from like people who play like games for a living, big streamers and stuff like that. And they're like, Genshin is where it's at. And so that's why I'm like bummed that they don't have the network support, for me to play when everybody else is playing.
No Texans allowed.
Absolutely. But like I want to get in on this because I've had multiple people tell me, Bubba, this is a game that you would love. This is a
Yeah.
game that would take all of your time and just put it into a wood chipper and you'll never see it again. And
Woodle.
so, not Woodle, a Woodle chipper, yeah. But like they don't have the pressure, right? Like they can release it however they want to.
Yeah.
Among Us is another one that we can kind of throw on that. Super simple. Like
Yeah.
there's almost nothing to that game. I don't want to make light of it, but there's almost nothing to it. And recently they said that this game's been out for, what was it, like 2 years or something like that?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
been out for a while.
Been out for a hot minute. Nobody really caught it until like, a couple of Twitch streamers, and now everybody's playing it.
Yeah.
So they were going to make a second one, but there's really no pressure from a major company for them to make a second one. So what they're doing is basically they're doing the GTA 5 online model, which is we'll just keep playing this one and we'll add to it. So you don't have to download or purchase or do anything for a new app. We'll just add to this one because they're a small company and they can do that.
That's the thing. I like on Twitter, and I think it's just on Twitter, I follow like 4 probably accounts of these indie games because I'm like, when is it going to come out?
Yeah.
Chucklefish has been working on some like magic school game that's like Stardew Valley that I've been waiting for
yeah.
years
Harry
and
Potter
years.
Hogwarts, yeah.
No, not that one.
Oh,
It's a different one. I forgot what the name is. I don't even know if they've said the name. But I've been
Wizards
waiting
of
for
Waverly
ages.
Place.
No, not Wizards of Waverly Place. But that one, there's another one that Frost actually told me about. And there's no release date. There's no like rush. There's no here's this. It's like the devs post when they have something to share. That's it. And a couple of the studios have said, those like indie studios are like, we don't have a like release date for this game because we're a no crunch studio. And I'm like, huh? But what about me? Get the game going. I'm waiting.
Well,
What about
I think
your girl?
Like
What about
with
your
the opposite
girl?
of it, like we think about like that typically goes with like computer Steam games, Xbox, and PlayStation. But Nintendo is like, this game's coming. Here's a little preview for you. And then you don't hear anything for years. I mean, think about when Metroid was released or announced. It's like
Matt,
you got one.
Are
still.
we the same person? Because
Well-
these are all of my thoughts.
In Breath of the Wild, they're like, yeah, it's coming out this year probably. Just kidding. It's going to get pushed back a little bit more. We'll tell you later. And then you don't hear anything for 2 years. And you're like,
Yeah.
is that still going to get made or nah?
Yeah. No,
But look,
they
when it
don't-
got made, you didn't have any complaints about
No,
it. There
zero
wasn't
complaints.
anything.
Right to my heart.
I don't have one single complaint about
Well,
that game.
I didn't finish it, so.
Podcast.
That's your next game, Kate.
No, I don't want to.
Kate!
No. I don't want to play Breath of the
Catherine
Wild.
Katawaki, that is your
It's-
next game.
I'm on the last Beast thing.
Divine Beast? Go start from
Yeah.
the beginning. Start over.
No. That game was
Just-
really
just do it,
rough
Kate.
for me. No, I don't think about the puzzles the same way as you guys. It was hard.
That's why it takes
But
us
now you
longer
look
for
how
me.
you're so
No.
much more of a seasoned player.
No,
You've played a lot
not
of
with
games.
this.
Tomb Raider has seasoned you.
Nice and see you're seared.
You're
Yeah,
ready
talk
to go.
about undercooked games. I'm nice and seasoned.
Nice. Gross. I hate that.
Yucky.
But I mean, there are. Nintendo is the outlier. They just are. They do not want to release anything until it's absolutely ready to go, and that doesn't mean that people aren't going to have things to say about when it's done. But you know what they don't do? They don't give you massive updates. When a Nintendo game comes out,
It's ready.
that's the game.
I mean, there are a few updates here and there, but rarely.
There's
But
no
it's-
like
it's
10
not
gig
like,
updates. Like,
oh, sorry, here's Link's left arm. RB.
Yeah, we forgot it.
Like,
It's fine.
oh, he needs eyes. We knew something looked weird. Thanks for telling us, community. Like, they're minor like patches and stuff like that, or it's like content updates. So you think of what's the squid shooter? What's the one I'm thinking about that I can't think of right now? Splatoon. Yeah, Splatoon 2. It's like, hey, here's a new massive update. That's like a lot of content. It's not we forgot about it or we have to fix this thing. It's here's more ways for you to enjoy our game.
Yep.
Like that kind of stuff.
yeah,
I'm here for that.
that's fine. That's not
For an
offensive.
already
like
baked
the other
game.
The other stuff where people's faces aren't all put together and you're
Super
trying
melty, yeah.
you're trying to have a gameplay experience or a narrative experience and it's just not there because they're like, we have to get this game out this year because we're releasing one every other year, so we got to
Yeah.
get this out.
Things are like soft locked or whatever. Like that's not it. That's not an issue. So, I mean, look at Nintendo and do what they do. In the board game world, I know that we're kind of talking mainly about video games here, but in the board game world, the same thing exists. Backlogs. Used to call them shelf of shame. Now they're called. People are starting to call it the shelf of opportunity.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, no
positive
shame
Which I
in
think
my-
is, yeah, it's very, very optimistic, but we know what it is. But like Skybound, I know these are great friends of ours. They get raked over the coals a lot by their community because they wait until the game's ready before they release it.
Like
They don't
Tidal
want to
Blades.
release. Yeah. Oh, dude, Tidal Blades is shipping, bro. I
saw that.
legit excited about that. But they hold off until the game's ready because they would rather you have a finished game in your hands than a game that's a hunk of junk, like a
Yeah.
waste of cardboard. So I don't know. I mean, I get it, but I think it's way more prevalent in video games because again, this is a gross simplification, but they're easier to manufacture. It's digital content. You can go in and create. I don't know. I think that there are games out there. What do you think are some of, and we didn't talk about this, so it's going to be interesting to find out. What do you think are some of the games that are like the biggest, like perpetrators in this area, like worst, like that game, soup's toast bad. We already talked about Mass Effect Andromeda. Kate, you mentioned No Man's Sky, which again, I think just kind of got a bad rap. I think I said that when we talked about it last time.
Bro, it was bad. I played the initial one. It was bad.
So did I. I think it overpromised, underdelivered. I think people were looking. I don't think that the game was trash. I think that people were looking for other things from that game. So when they introduced multiplayer, then the game opened back up.
Well, and they initially talked about what they were going to be releasing with it, and it didn't happen.
Yeah.
So that
it's like an advertising blunder.
Oh yeah. Was it enough to sue over? I don't think so. But the video game, everybody in the video game world kind of lost their mind. And then we've talked about some of the BioWare stuff, as well. It just, I'm sorry, some of the BioWare's Mass Effect. What were the
Ubisoft?
Ubisoft.
Yeah.
And so like, I don't know. Like, what do you think are some of the ones that they're just not done? Maybe even games that are out there right now.
I think, and I've heard this also about these games, like everybody loves the Fallout games and they're great and they're a lot of fun, but it's like, that if you're going to get a Bethesda game like Fallout or like Skyrim, there's going to be bugs. There's
too much for it not to be, yeah.
There's too much, yeah. So it's like when I played Fallout 4, I ran into a lot of problems, just walking. All of a sudden, it's like, nope, you're done walking.
You want to go through part of that wall? You got it.
Like, what do you mean? So I think it's stuff like that, but maybe they just, it's too much. I don't know, but that's the first thing that comes to my mind of games that are just plagued with bugs and are well known for it are the Fallout games.
Yeah.
I think I go to sports games because they are being pumped out every year.
Yeah.
And you just don't know what you're going to be getting year to year, whether or not like they've fixed those issues. I'm just thinking about like NHL games. People find those glitches, like the goalies cannot stop this no matter what they do because you found a weird way to shoot this puck into the net every time.
Is that what you do on your hockey game?
No, I play it for real.
He turns the PlayStation on and then goes outside and plays hockey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I turned off.
Yeah, I mean, I go back to Warzone, and I've been watching a lot of people play Warzone online. I still have yet, I think I deleted it. I still have yet to actually play the game, but everybody has a lot of the same complaints. It's like you don't hear the audio. You should hear like somebody creeping up behind you, and you don't hear it until they've got bullets in the back of your head. Yep. Yeah.
That's lame.
And I mean, like that one is, and again, like when I booted it up, it was like, hey, can I borrow 170 gigs real quick so that I can update this already massive game? And I'm
Are
like,
you
what
serious?
is happening? It was big. It was so big. And so, I mean, honestly, like the size of that game, I could download most of Game Pass, so I just deleted it. And I mean, it's not a game that I was playing, and nobody I know is actually playing that game. So or if they are, they're not talking about it. And so I was like, I'll use that space for something else.
Red Dead.
I have it. Red Dead is actually on Game Pass.
No way.
Yep. Red Dead 2 is on Game Pass right now. So, but I think like to answer his final question here, quality over quantity. I think that is what's happening in AAA. I'm sorry, quality over quantity is what's happening in indies.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder, I hope this is not what happens, but I wonder, like all these indie studios that Microsoft has acquired, my hope is that they don't feel the AAA pressure to get these indie titles out. Now that they're under like Microsoft Studios. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see, but I'm a huge proponent of, I just want to play a finished game, if that's cool with everybody. If it's not done, don't ship it.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
That's why I was so happy with Red Dead 2, because it is a finished game, and there's people who are clamoring for a DLC from it, and I'm like, what for? What for?
No,
it's done. Like, it's, well, it depends. It depends. I didn't ask for it, and I wouldn't ask for it. If they gave it to me, I would consider it, but it's like, that's a game
you would play. Get out of here. You would play.
That's a game that, and of course, people complain about crunch, but I'm saying that that's a game that was finished.
Oh, yeah.
For the most, it was finished. Right, Matt?
Yeah, I can't think of any times that I had glitches or things that just weren't right.
I would bet if you Googled or got on YouTube and typed in Red Dead Redemption 2 glitches.
Happen,
so like that's the thing.
But it's like
every game's gonna have them because like collision detection and hitboxes and like where places where like the map doesn't line up exactly, textures don't overlay or whatever, and you can fall through. Like that stuff's gonna happen. I don't think in games that are as massive as they are, games would never come out if you found every bug and fixed it. No. They would never come out.
No, but it's just the ones that affect the narrative and gameplay experience that
glaring.
Are the really bad ones. Like in Red Dead, I'll go up to this guy who I sell stuff to that I've stolen, and sometimes his table's not there.
Who needs it?
Send it back.
Getting it washed.
That's about it that I've really seen. Yeah. Oh, Seamus, where's your table? Oh, getting it washed. Yeah.
Never heard of her. Well, those are our thoughts, and they're not exhaustive, and they're not definitive. I mean, we want to hear from you guys. Hit us up on Twitter at FreePlay Podcast. Let us know, what are some of the games that you've played that were undercooked? What are some that were just right? And what are some that you think companies held on to for too long that they could have released maybe a little bit earlier? Mine personally is Breath of the Wild. I feel like when they released that game, they said it's still not done. We're releasing it early. And I look at it and go, what? Why don't what? Because there are still things in that game that I find and I'm like, yeah, I didn't know you could do that. But anyway, let us know on Twitter at FreePlay Podcast what you think. What are your ideas about undercooked and overcooked, recooked, decooked, all the kind of cooked
defrosted.
You got to defrost before you cook. Maybe that was the problem. But we want to know. Hey, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to close out the show, tell a little story here to kind of close you out, so you're not going to want to miss that. But don't go anywhere. Listen to some sweet tunes, and we'll be right back here with more Free Play Podcast.
At Diversity Today, we believe it's very easy to be a hero. All you need are honesty, empathy, respect, and open-mindedness.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that's not all it takes to be a hero.
Oh, great. Well, what is a hero to you?
A hero kills people that wish him harm.
Okay.
A hero is part human and part supernatural. A hero is born out of a childhood trauma or out of a disaster that must be avenged.
Okay, you're thinking of a superhero.
I don't think it's any secret that things are a little tense here in America right now. In fact, all over the world. But there has currently been this giant uprising in racial awareness and diversity being something that all of us have a keen eye on. Now, it's not my intention to get into all the different political aspects surrounding this debate, but one of the things that does seem to be clear is that whether we see it or not as a society, that there are strains of racism that are still weaving their way through our country and our world. And so when we think of heroes in the terms of fighting racism, oftentimes we think of this guy.
Abraham Lincoln once said that if you're a racist, I will attack you with the North.
And I think we would all agree that Abraham Lincoln is a hero, especially in this vein. The same goes for Martin Luther King Jr., for Rosa Parks, for anyone who decided to take a stand for the community that was in need, that was struggling. And in fact, there are men and women of all races who are taking a stand, saying that enough is enough and that we need to put an end to this now. Unfortunately, there are people in different parts of the country who are in disagreement on the best way to go about this. One thing is for certain, violence should never be our first option. Empathy should always be the name of the game. Now, empathy is not sympathy. Empathy is actually just learning to feel like the other person feels, trying to figure out how they got to be who they are and why they felt that way. You can even empathize with someone who you believe is racist. Now, that doesn't mean you're condoning how they believe, but it is helping you put yourself in the mindset of how they got there, which in turn should help you minister to that person to try and turn their mind around. When we think about what a hero is, defined by the Bible, we think about God's terms laid out in Romans 15, 1 and 2. We who are strong ought to bear with the failings of the weak and not to please ourselves. Each of us should please our neighbors for their good, to build them up. This verse describes the different characteristics of heroism: helping those in need, buttressing the weaknesses of others with our strengths and vice versa, and contributing to the welfare of our neighbors. Building people up, not tearing them down, is where change occurs. Sure, not everybody's going to change, but those that do will begin to turn the tide. Simple, one-on-one, personal, honest conversations. That's where it all starts. Because after all,
We all have a hero in our heart.
catch a new Back Row Binge Watch every Monday on the Back Row Morning Show, exclusively on LTN Radio.
Okay, before we close the show, before we get out of here, and before you don't hear Free Play for another week, unless you go and listen to all the other episodes that we have, Matt is going to the chiropractor.
First time ever.
We kind of alluded to this at the beginning of the show when Erin came in and she talked about the chicken and dropping it on its neck.
Oh my gosh.
Which I still have so many questions about.
Me too.
But Matt, you're heading to the chiropractor.
Yeah.
Are you all right?
I've had some neck and upper back pain more recently. I've switched pillows and that didn't help.
Did you just switch pillows with Erin, or did you get a special pillow?
Well, she bought me one. It's like this
What kind of pillow is it?
It's like something from Costco.
Again, with the Costco plug.
Of course. It's an Archer beef stick pizza pillow from Costco. Yeah.
Add your own toppings. Yeah.
Cheese pizza.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's one she got from Costco. It's really nice. I think it's helped, but I still think there's something there that I would like to have popped out. Bro.
It's probably a joint slightly out of alignment.
Alignment, yeah.
My money's on a lower. Yeah, my money's on a lower neck joint.
Okay, I'm gonna guess lower back, and it's throwing my whole body off.
Oh.
Yes, it's sciatic.
Well, we'll see who's right.
Sciatica. Next week on the Free Play Podcast.
Yeah, we'll
definitely
out.
do a follow up. I want to go to the chiropractor mainly because I also suffer from neck and back pain. And when I threw my back out, I wanted to die.
And that's right. I forgot about that.
To me.
Yeah.
Have you? I don't remember if I mentioned this or not, but there was a video I watched, and I gotta find it on the internet. It's there somewhere. It has to be. Of this chiropractor, just working this person over, he had one of those special tables that pops when you press down on it,
the medieval torture device.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, well, it's got a hand crank on the side of it, and it pulls all your limbs in different.
I just
stretch them.
1 year out of your life.
I'm telling you.
Have you played that game yet? Real quick,
Not
we'll
yet,
come back.
no, not
Okay,
yet.
that was a Princess Bride quote.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, he does this one thing at the very end where this woman's laying on this table, and he has this cloth or something, this apparatus. It's looped around her neck and chin, and he's just he's standing back and he's kind of pulling her head back as she's laying down.
We stopped
and he's
talking about
what?
this.
He's like wiggling it back and forth.
Thing, the stretches the neck?
No, it's not stretching because he's like wiggling it back and forth, you know, kind of just telling her to loosen up. And once he finally gets to where like she's like legit, like she's just laying there, totally limber, he like yanks on her neck, and you hear her entire body go, and she's like, she can't breathe.
No, Matt, don't be scared. That's not going to happen
why
to you.
are you telling me this?
But it was the best thing because it aligned her entire spine all the way up to neck bones connect to the head bone. And so
not mine.
She was like, I don't know how to explain how that felt. It was terrible, but it feels so good right now.
Okay, you know what?
So ask for one of those.
I'm going to intervene here as the one with the most chiropractic experience.
Yes, please do, Kate.
I'm going to say that you're going to be just fine. I wrote you a script of what to say to the chiropractor.
You did.
Let's hear it. Kate.
And I sent it to him. He could read it and practice it.
I'm going to save it
No,
for next
he wants
week.
it to be a fresh read. He wants it to be a fresh read.
I'm going to save it for next week.
What? So do you want me to read it or not?
Go ahead.
I want Kate to read it.
Okay.
Matt, I want you to think about something else, okay?
Okay, so this is the script I wrote for Matt since he said he didn't know how to tell the chiropractor or whatever. So hello, my name is Matt Warmbier. Primary complaint is tightness in the neck, and in parentheses, show them where.
Okay.
Range of motion limited some days. Shoulders also hurt towards the shoulder blades. Show them where.
Mm-hmm.
I remain in a seated position as of recently, but do work at my desk a lot, even before. The pain has been occurring since age 33.
Thank you.
And I told you to add, I live a sedentary lifestyle.
Oh, I live a sedentary lifestyle.
I move around. What are you talking about?
Okay, we'll add it right here after the part about I remain in a seated position. You'll be just fine. Look at the chiropractor fixed my jacked up neck that had me like 2 weeks of pain and misery.
Chicken. Yeah.
I did. He said, "Oh, your neck's messed up," because he could tell like the way I was holding my shoulders and stuff. He's like, "See, your head's all forward." Yeah. So that's just a quick plug for Dr. Romeo. Thanks, Dr. Romeo.
I forgot his name was Dr. Romeo.
He's the best chiropractor. I wish you could get him to see him, Matt.
I'd send him over.
He would fix you right up and not charge you an arm and a leg. If the chiropractor tells you, "Hey, okay, we're going to set up a treatment plan for the next year," don't do it.
Okay.
Do you ever wonder if the phrase charge you an arm and a leg is not a joke? Like if there was a time where it cost you legitimately 2 limbs to get something done?
No.
Or maybe if you're missing an arm and you want a new arm and you'd have to buy an arm, that's how much it would cost.
I don't believe it.
But that doesn't make any sense. It wouldn't cost you one arm. Like, would you give
No, if I want to buy
arm?
No, if I want to buy
one arm, please.
It would cost me an arm. So how much is the equivalent of an arm?
$10.
$1,000?
Well, $10 in medieval time. That's like $1 million.
Okay, so 10 shekels for an arm.
10 denarii, yeah.
So if it costs you an arm and a leg, then say, "Oh, that thing's the same price as one of the arms that you get down the street at the whatever
at the arm store."
At the arm store here on the medieval property.
Arms are us. That's what it is. Yeah.
I don't know. This is gone. I'm done.
Okay, that's that. There you go. I'll keep you all posted on my neck woes.
Okay, can you? And then just make sure you read the script.
I will
just stick to the script.
Yeah, but a slight edit. My name is Matt Warmbier. I like to party.
Of course.
Oh yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. I can't believe Kate left that out. It's almost embarrassing that she did.
I'll post this
Okay.
this script on our Twitter in case anyone else wants to use it.
Maybe leave Matt's name out. Just put a blank there so that they can insert their name. Leave everything else the same though.
I'll make a template for if you have tightness in your neck and range of motion limited some days.
Make it into a Mad Lib. Make it into a Mad Lib, Kate.
A Matt's Dr. Note
Mad Lib. A Matt Lib. It's a
yeah.
Matt Lib.
There it is. It's done.
Well, there it is. The best thing about this episode.
You're probably not wrong, and I'm here for this. Sometimes you just got this is a fully cooked idea, guys.
Yep. Yeah, work it out.
I'll try this Matt Lib and read it to my chiropractor.
Okay.
I love that. Well, hey, that's just going to about do it for episode 104 of the FreePlay Podcast here on LTN Radio, if you're listening to it there, or syndicated in our podcast form as a part of the Love Thy Nerd Podcast Network. We are in season 3, and I'm going to give you guys a heads up. We usually take a break in December, so depending on if you're listening to this live or if you're catching up later, we will be taking a season break in December. For the entire month of December. So just
for the Lord's holidays. So.
Get your body ready. Holidays?
Christmas
Holiday.
Eve and Christmas Day.
Oh, Christmas and Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
I thought maybe like New Year's. We like toss some New Year's in there.
New Year's is the Lord's holiday.
Absolutely. Well, we know that Halloween's the devil's birthday. So, yeah. So, hey, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Be sure to check us out on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, YouTube, radio.com, really anywhere else that podcast can be found, and also now on LTN Radio by going to ltnonair.com or just by booting up the Live 365 app and searching for LTN Radio. If you can't find us, let us know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
we'll get it all. We'll get it handled. Well, I'll probably hand it over to Clausen, let him do all the heavy lifting there. If you're not already a part of the Love Thy Nerd Facebook group, just do it. It's dope. There's a lot of memes. It's really cool. It's a nice, safe place for you to come and nerd out. All you got to do is search for Love Thy Nerd Community on Facebook, answer one question, what's up, nerd? And then the robots let you in.
Ooh,
I don't even have to do it anymore. It's just, I am a robot. Hey, also, I want you to make sure that you know, I said the words I said, and I stand by them, integrity. I want to make sure that you know that we have a Discord server. lovethynerd.com/Discord. Get over there, hang out, get in voice chat, play games, talk about all of the crazy nerdy things that you do.
You can even post a picture of your pet. I did that the other week in the pets channel.
Absolutely. Matt, I want to see Chicken Head.
Yeah, I didn't know that Chad Snyder had dogs until he posted in the pets channel.
Oh, I did, because of his live stream. They were freaking loud.
Oh, come on.
Get in that Discord. Let's do it. Let's hang out. Let's do cool stuff. You can also find Love Thy Nerd on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Love Thy Nerd on all of them platforms. And as always, be sure to check us out, FreePlay Podcast on Twitter at FreePlay Podcast. Well, once again, I'm Bubba Stallcup.
I'm Matt Warmbier.
I'm Kate Godowaki. I thought you were going to miss it. I was prepared to imitate you.
Matt will not, he's standing up. He's away from his desk right now. All we see is just his chair and like his headphone cord going off camera.
Yeah, what are you doing?
He's living a non-sedentary lifestyle.
I'm just standing.
Oh.
Well, hey, for our cut man, Jonathan Clausen, we'll catch you next week. And if no one else tells you this, remember it's true. Jesus loves you, nerd.
You have been listening to the FreePlay Podcast with Bubba Stallcup, Matt Warmbier, and Kate Katawaki, part of the Love Thy Nerd Podcast Network. Be sure to rate and review the show and share on all the social media.
Aaron! No, I'll get Aaron in here. If she heard me, she'll come in.